There was a guy buying candles wearing a shirt that had the website we found a former coworker getting peed on. Redditors who unexpectedly found someone you know on a porn site, how did that go? Welcome to another storytime, my viewer, so glad to have you back. It's me, Andrew, your narrator. While you're here, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe so we don't miss any more storytimes together. If you don't, I'll go ahead and show your Pornhub search history to your grandma. Well, let's get into the storytime. When I saw my high school crush, I managed to rub my dick raw in a few hours. A girl that I took to junior prom ended up getting into some very bad porn, but from time to time I look for it and fancy myself a tug. Edit. Not English. Some guy I know from high school is in a MAGA-themed gay orgy of like 15 to 20 people. They're literally all wearing MAGA hats and just ducking. We know it's him because we matched up his tattoos from the video with pictures from social media. Had a huge crush on this hot redhead in school. She would sleep over my house all the time, being best friends with my stepsister and all. Well, after I'm out of high school and I haven't seen her in years, I hear she is doing porn. I searched tirelessly and was greatly rewarded for my efforts, found her cam stuff and all her Pornhub videos. She was even hotter than I could have ever imagined. I'm probably 60% of her views. I acted like I didn't know and flirted with her. She said this isn't the right time to start a relationship. So much for resparking up an old flame. There was a mom at my primary school. She was a hooker turned porn star, and one day a dad saw her picture in a porno mag. Turns out she's done a bunch of crappy porn. Everyone at school loved her from then on. Her poor kid, no one knows his name, he's just the porn star's son. Had a big crush on a sorority girl from college who was in a few of my classes. Couple years later, find Chess a porn star with a rather large collection of films. My right arm was sore for days, and the cock didn't fare much better. Someone revenge posted nude photos of mine on Pornhub. I was a minor back then, so the site's customer support was 5 stars, very helpful and nice. I just sent them the link to the album the poster created, and they deleted it right away. A girl I very briefly dated in high school did a couple porn scenes. The scenes themselves were uncomfortable, I guess. She was visibly and uncomfortably not into it, at least. Anyway, it ended up being a huge wake-up call for her, I believe, and she's now very successful in her chosen, non-porn, career. Edit. No, I won't link any of it. I found my friend has had a porno doppelganger actress hasn't worked in a while. At first I thought it was her for sure because they shared so many physical characteristics, smiles, body type, and even voice. I did a search of the actress and found the actress increased breast size in later videos, and my friend stayed the same. I recall thinking about the year or so where she and I were the other's wingman at parties. I also thought about the times I dropped her off at random parties and had to wonder if I had dropped her off at a porno shoot. I was glad it wasn't her in the end. As an Asian guy, I only watch Asian porn if it's amateur because I find the pixelated naughty bits annoying. I was really surprised when I found a video of me ducking someone because that person swore that the video would be for personal use only. Thankfully our faces weren't in frame, and I couldn't see how someone would connect me to that video, given that it was in a different Asian country from where I live. To give some background, my sister used to be a stripper. She made really good money, and she made some lifelong friends. When I was about 14, I was on my older sister's Facebook profile, looking for a funny picture of my niece, when I came across a photo set of her and her best female friend posing and stuff. I decided to look because it looked normal from the preview pictures shown, but it said there were 20 or so more, so I looked. I wish I hadn't. It was a photo set of her and her best friend having sex. I guess it was a porno photo shoot. Saw tongue on vag on vag, dildo in bag. Just full on lesbian porn. I messaged my sister and told her I was scared for life. She asked why. I told her I saw the photo set. Being the dumb kid I was, I tried to find it again so my mom would believe me, but it was gone. She deleted it and her entire account. I'm 21 now and she still doesn't have a Facebook to this day. Broke up with a girl when I was 20, she moved out west. 2 years later a buddy emails me a link with watch this. I open it, she's getting drilled with a facial ending. Her eyes were so glazed over, not with jizz, she was obviously on some hard drugs, made me feel really sad for her. Reached out to her and have remained friends ever since. She's happily married now with 2 kids, normal life, basically said she was broke at the time and was offered $100 and a G of coke to do it. The closest I'll ever be was back in college. Someone told us a classmate was in a movie known for having raunchy scenes. We had to get that movie and watch it. Turns out she just pops up at the end of the movie for the protagonist to fall in love with her and follow her off screen. Edit. Okay, to clear things up, it wasn't a porn movie, it was about a teenage guy that got infatuated with a mature woman and spent the summer vacations trying to get to her. At the end, when everything seems lost, turn out she always knew, and they had a sex scene, just topless. The movie ends with him being a more confident guy, and then he sees this young girl passing by. What we didn't know before watching the movie was that it was filmed like 3 years before, so she was 17 at the time. There was no chance in hell she would have been in a naughty scene. Still, it was worth the thrill to see a classmate on a movie nobody knew about. Kinda ducked up, but when I was 13, one of the ads for the porn site I was on had photoshopped a picture of one of the girls at our school's Facebook picture. The original pic was kind of suggestive, but it was her backside and her turning around looking at the camera. Someone just took the picture, added her to a different background, and added the text like hot horny 18-year-old, ready to duck or something like that. I was shocked and I didn't know what to do about it. She was 13 and someone was using her Facebook picture for a porn ad, and it wasn't like I could say, hey, I was watching porn and I saw you on an ad. What's even more messed up is wondering how someone even found that picture. Could it have been someone on her friends list? Google's database? And what were the odds that I would just happen to see that? I eventually told my friends what I saw, and they all admitted to see it at some point too. Although I never found it, my ex-stepsister from my dad's third ex-wife is apparently on some porn sites. I only found out about this years ago when my dad's wife asked my wife for advice on how to deal with an unruly 18-year-old. Apparently since 15, that was always a threat of hers. That the moment she turned 18 she would make a ton of money doing porno, so high school just didn't matter. She was in juvenile detention for a few months. Apparently when she turned 18 some guys flew her out to California and made the videos. She was missing for like a month. This was 10 years ago. I've never heard anything about it since, but I know it always bothered my dad's wife. Not a porn site, but here. Was browsing an NSFW page of college women. I'm a senior in college and so is she by now. Same cohort. Different colleges. Scrolling and scrolling until I stopped because someone looked really familiar and was next to their friend. I remember their name. I managed to find her on social media. I pull up a picture of them and compare the two. I start to feel really sick as it was my first ever genuine crush. Thankfully she wasn't nude or doing someone else in the photo, and once I realized it was her, the comments made me pretty uncomfortable enough to just click out of that subreddit and feel a little depressed for the rest of the day. She was my first crush and I was her first crush, but we never dated because I moved schools and we were way too young to even know what dating was, too. One of my friends that I kept up with after moving schools said that after she found out I had changed schools in the new year, she had cried the entire first day week. To this day, I regret not being able to talk to her again. So, back in college I worked at a store known for lotion and candles. A lot of us were young and the same age so hung out on weekends. One girl was a bit older and crazy, loved to tell us about all the sex she had. We assumed it was jokes for attention. She unexpectedly quit and moved to California without so much as a goodbye. One night at a party, one of the guys came and said we all had to see this video. He opens up a website about golden showers, and there is our former coworker, naked on the floor, having guys pee on her. Not only was she on a site getting peed on, but also on another having multiple guys cum on her face. There was also a video of her in the back of a limo, drunk, begging to find a homeless guy to have homeless babies with. Of course every coworker found out and joked about it. We thought the end was near until one day in the back room, my manager came back and said we had to come out, she was dying laughing. There was a guy buying candles wearing a shirt that had the website we found a former coworker getting peed on. Hope she's good and doesn't have homeless babies. Thanks for watching. What did you think of the story time? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked the video, smash that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any more story times.